Did you know that your heart can practically be stopped by the food you eat before bed after the age of 65? The fact that hundreds of elderly people die each year as a result of eating anything right before bed is not hyperbole. You might be in danger because of the food you have in your kitchen tonight. In this video, I'll list 8 harmful foods that elderly people should never eat right before bed. One of these foods recently caused a 78-year-old man to pass away in his sleep. Stay with me for a few minutes because this information could save your life tonight. I want to tell you about Walter, a 78-year-old Michigan resident who is active and in good health. He had no idea that his nightly snacking habit was subtly harming his heart. Walter took pride in his good health. He believed that he was doing everything correctly, including walking 2 miles every morning and getting regular checkups. However, he indulged in something he believed to be harmless every night before bed, not realizing that it was seriously straining his heart and producing hazardous inflammation as he slept. The following morning, his daughter discovered him. Physicians verified that the deadly heart attack was brought on by his late-night eating habits. Some foods at bedtime create a perfect storm in the elderly's body, the cardiologist added. The tragedy might have been entirely avoided, which is the saddest part. With the data that I'm going to give you, is Walter committing the same deadly error? I'll now walk you through the 8 items you should avoid eating right before bed if you're over 65. Take particular note of number 3. It is the food that has been directly connected to heart attacks at night. High salt content and processed cheese. Are dairy products a recipe for a midnight crisis? You might be surprised to learn how much more harmful that seemingly harmless slice of processed cheese on your evening cracker is. The American Heart Association's cardiologists have cautioned that consuming processed cheese products right before bed can result in elevated blood pressure and hazardous fluid retention. According to renowned cardiologist Dr. Richard Stein, processed cheese's high sodium and saturated fat content can lead to a particularly hazardous condition while you're sleeping since it interferes with the body's natural blood pressure regulation. At 2 a.m, Elizabeth, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Oregon, was gasping for air due to severe dyspnea. It was a mystery to her doctors until they found out. She was accumulating harmful fluid in her lungs as she slept as a result of her nightly snacking on cheese and crackers. After eliminating this seemingly innocuous meal for just 2 weeks, her blood pressure returned to normal overnight and the dreadful occurrence completely disappeared. Would you put your life in danger for a piece of processed cheese? Replace it right away with a slice of fresh low-sodium mozzarella or a tiny handful of unsalted almonds. When you wake up tomorrow, your heart will be grateful that you ate dairy if you had to. A piece of processed cheese, a bowl of cereal or cookie before bed, or high-sugar cereal and sweets that can induce severe blood sugar swings while you sleep, how much more valuable is your life than all of that? Eating sugar before bed produces sharp changes in blood sugar levels, which can create palpitations and raise the risk of stroke as you sleep, especially if you're over 65, according to research from the Mayo Clinic Sleep Center. Seniors are already at their highest risk for heart disease at night, according to Dr. Vereen Summers, who directs sleep research at the Mayo Clinic. Including the blood sugar increases in the evening adds tension, which can lead to deadly arrhythmias. Allow me to introduce you to Raymond H. Before her doctor noticed that her blood sugar levels were dangerously low at around 3 a.m, placing stress on her heart, the 71-year-old Florida resident routinely ate a bowl of sugary cereal before bed. Surprising data from the continuous glucose monitor she wore showed that within an hour of eating sugar and snacks, her blood sugar levels rose to diabetic levels before falling dangerously low while she slept deeply. I was unaware that the way I slept was increasing my risk of having a heart attack at night. When his cardiologist stepped in, Raymond said, "Try a small apple with a teaspoon of nut butter instead of risking your life with sugary foods, as it provides steady energy without the dangerous glucose spike. Tonight, make this change. Before it's too late, take action." The cookie that deserves to perish is that one. Not in my opinion. Food 3 meats that have been processed. Millions of individuals frequently eat this next food before bed without realizing the risk, despite the fact that it is directly associated with adult nighttime heart attacks. It might be in your refrigerator. Nitrates have been discovered by Johns Hopkins Medicine cardiologists. One of the main causes of heart attacks at night is rich processed meats, such as salami, bacon, and hot dogs. Preservatives and sodium nitrate combine to make the ideal environment for heart attacks while you sleep. Nitrates and processed meats are explained by Dr. Michael Miller, director of the University of Maryland Medical Center Center for Preventive Cardiology. The body produces nitrosamines, which are substances that dramatically raise oxidative stress and inflammation in the heart. Sleep is when this tension is at its peak. As we indicated in the thumbnails, 78-year-old Thomas frequently gave his widowed wife sliced salami as an evening snack. He disclosed that he didn't believe it was hazardous to have a couple slices with crackers while watching the late-night news. His deadly nocturnal heart attack was triggered by increased nitrate levels, according to his autopsy. The medical examiner verified that the main reason his family wishes they had learned this knowledge sooner was because they ate processed beef. Tonight, might you be Thomas? A hard-boiled egg or a small quantity of plain, unseasoned baked chicken are better options if you're wanting protein right before bed. Tonight, this easy switch could literally save your life. When the stakes are so great, why risk processed meat? Now take it out of the refrigerator. Your favorite spicy foods are these four, putting you at risk for a medical emergency at night. According to science, your favorite spicy sauce can be preparing you for a dreadful mid-afternoon episode. According to research by gastroenterologists at the National Institute on Aging, eating spicy foods right before bed can create acid reflux, which can resemble the symptoms of a heart attack and, in extreme situations, cause real cardiac events by activating the vagus nerve. The chief of gastroenterology at Columbia University, Dr. Anil Rusky, cautions that eating spicy meals triggers an inflammatory reaction that leads to a series of physical stressors that peak during restless sleep situations. Fostering the ideal environment for heartburn and reflux at 2 a.m, Patricia, a 68-year-old Arizona woman, believed she was having a heart attack. I woke up with excruciating chest discomfort and was unable to breathe after eating hot tacos before bed. My spouse dialed 911. He remembers that when he had a bad case of acid reflux, his doctor told him that inflammation puts a lot of strain on the heart and could eventually result in a true heart attack. I never associated my nightly routine with my love of spicy food. It wasn't until my doctor clarified the link that Patricia acknowledged consuming mild, non-spicy foods at least 3 hours prior to bedtime. Try using herbs like oregano or basil if you enjoy spicy foods or hot peppers. Make this adjustment right now. Consider whether the spicy meal is worth spending the night in the ER or worse. These 5 alcoholic drinks can put you at risk for heart attacks and obstructed breathing during the night. According to research from the Stanford Sleep Medicine Center, drinking alcohol right before bed can lower an adult's oxygen saturation by as much as 15% during the crucial deep sleep period, which puts more strain on the heart. According to Dr. Rafael Piello, a clinical professor of sleep medicine at Stanford, says alcohol relaxes the muscles in the throat while you sleep, which can lead to hazardous oxygen desaturation and the geriatric airway partially collapsing. Because of this, your heart is having problems all night long. After drinking 2 glasses of wine every evening, Howard, a 73-year-old retired accountant, found that his sleep apnea increased each night. He was intoxicated. I was astonished by the sleep study's findings. He claims that when I drank before bed, my oxygen levels fell dangerously low dozens of times every hour. Every night, he gambled with his life, according to his cardiologist. I didn't realize how much my nightly routine was taxing my heart. Try chamomile tea or tart cherry juice in place of alcohol, both have been proved to promote healthy sleep without straining the heart. Tonight, your body deserves this protection. Why not get up for a drink tomorrow morning? Tonight's glass of wine is worth dying for. 6 beverages and foods that contain caffeine. Did you know that at 3 a.m, coffee or chocolate after supper might still have an impact on your heart? You might be surprised to learn that a piece of chocolate or a cup of coffee before bed might cause silent heart damage. According to research from the Harvard Medical School Sleep Laboratory, older person's blood pressure and heart rate variability at night are increased when they consume caffeine, even 6 hours before bed. Dr. Charles Chisler, Chief of Sleep Medicine at Brigham and Women's Hospital, cautions that caffeine has a half-life of 5 to 7 hours, meaning that 50% of it stays active in your blood for many hours, which greatly impairs heart function during restless sleep and puts you at risk for heart disease. Before her doctor determined that her dark chocolate evening meal was the cause of her nighttime heart palpitations, Meredith, 70, of Washington, had no idea why. My heart would race when I woke up around 2 in the morning. I never combined it with the chocolate I used to like after dinner, he says almost every night. Within a week of quitting this habit, his heart rate returned to normal. I had no clue that something so insignificant could have such a profound impact on my heart. I decided to switch to a small banana, which contains natural ingredients that actually support sound sleep, or a herbal tea that is naturally caffeine-free. A midnight emergency can be avoided with this easy adjustment. The chance of having a cardiac attack at night is worth it. Switch tonight? I don't think so. The crispy, high-fat fried meals you like to eat in the evening are making your heart work harder as you sleep. Your dinner selections may be preparing you for a tragedy at midnight. According to research from the Cardiac Cleveland Clinic, consuming fried meals right before bed can raise inflammatory markers by up to 25%, which makes plaque rupture and heart attacks more likely. Lipids from fried foods cause an inflammatory response that peaks during sleep, when the body's anti-inflammatory defenses are naturally low, says Dr. Stephen Neeson, chairman of cardiovascular medicine at the Cleveland Clinic. Gregory, a 69-year-old Texas man who appeared to be in good condition, had a heart attack in the middle of the night after having fried chicken for supper. He told his doctors that he had never experienced any heart issues before. He clarified that this incident was brought on by my body's inflammatory reaction to the food I was eating during my deep sleep period. According to his cardiologist, he was fortunate to have lived, something that many elderly people no longer do. I am aware that the food I eat could literally kill me as I sleep. For your evening meal, go for baked or steamed items rather than fried ones. If you want crisps, eat air-popped popcorn with little salt. Your arteries need this right now. It's fried chicken, you probably won't see your grandkids again, so tonight, make smart choices. 8 packaged foods high in sodium, you could have a health emergency at night because of the packed foods in your pantry. The American College of Cardiology found that older people, blood pressure can rise by up to 15 points at night if they eat high-sodium snacks 3 hours before bed. This makes it easier for them to have a stroke while they sleep. A senior cardiologist and professor of medicine named Dr. Wilbert Arono said that controlling blood pressure in older people is most important at night. The risk of stroke and heart attack during bad sleep goes up by a huge amount when you eat a lot of salt before bed. Deborah, a 75-year-old woman from Illinois, used to eat boxed crackers every night before bed. But in the early morning, when her blood pressure was checked during the night, it showed a dangerous rise. When my doctor saw the numbers, he thought that between 2 and 4 p.m., my blood pressure would rise to a dangerous level that could cause a stroke. This habit has become stable. A few days after writing, I still didn't know that my harmless snack time every night was putting me in such great danger. Fresh cucumber pieces or unsalted popcorn can be used instead of packaged snacks. There is an easy switch that could save your life tonight if you need something crunchy before bed. Taking a chance on a stroke is just as handy. Do something now. If you are over 65, here are 8 things you should not eat before bed. These include processed meats, which have been linked to fatal heart attacks while you sleep. By making these easy changes to how you spend your evenings, you can greatly lower your chances of becoming another sad number. Always remember that it's never too late to take care of your heart and make sure you always wake up healthy. Making small changes tonight could make tomorrow much better for you and your family. You deserve to enjoy your golden years without having to worry about your health. Click the like button now and leave a comment below telling us which of these things you will stop eating tonight if you found this information useful. Subscribe and click the bell to get more health tips for seniors that could save their lives. Also, Please share this video right away with your friends and family who are over 65. This very well might save their life tonight.